You've worked hard to save for retirement, but if your money is sitting in an IRA or an annuity that's losing ground to fees and market swings, there may be a better option that you haven't heard about yet. So I'm here with Tucker Watkins, CFP, with over 35 years of experience to break it down. So, Tucker, I've been hearing a lot about fixed index annuities lately. What exactly are they, and for whom would they be the most appropriate for?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of interest in this subject because there's a lot of confusion out there. One thing that I hear all the time is that they want to move from risk to safety. And there is an old type of annuity called a variable annuity. And now there's these fixed index annuities. So let me explain first what they are. They have one thing in common, which is that both of them are contracts with very large life insurance companies, and the life insurance companies issue these. So again, there's two kinds. There's the variable annuity and a fixed index annuity. What's the difference? Well, a variable annuity has mutual funds inside of it, and those mutual funds can go up and down and up and down. And typically there's going to be some kind of an asset allocation or a pie chart in there. So you have different kinds of investments inside the annuity. So what a lot of people are doing then is they're taking their old variable annuities and doing what's called a rollover into a fixed index annuity. So now let me explain what that is. So a fixed index annuity has no upfront sales charge at all and no equity risk. How can that be? The way it works is that there's an upside that is related to the performance of the S&P 500. And then if the S&P 500 goes up, you capture some of the upside. If the S&P goes down, you just go flat for a while. So that is what some people call the ratchet method. It means that as the index goes up, you lock your gains in. As the index goes down, you just stay flat. So it gives you the upside with no downside market risk. So I heard one person explain it this way, that you get the gains without the pains. I think that's beautiful. The other thing that it will give to you is that you could have these, as I mentioned, inside of either an old IRA, or for teachers, it might be an old 403B. For people who are working, it might be a 401k. And when they retire, that could have gotten rolled into an IRA, and then it can move into a fixed index annuity still inside of an IRA. So these things do get complicated, which is why you're going to want to talk to me and see what approach is best for you. Then I'll mention to you also that if you have a chunk of money that you want to invest that's not already in a retirement account, this might be an inheritance, it might be a lawsuit settlement or insurance payout. But in any case, if you have a chunk of money and you don't want to have it be at risk in the market, and you want to have it be invested in something that has no upfront cost, you might consider a fixed index annuity that's outside of a retirement plan. What this does for you is magnificent in the sense that it gives you tax deferred growth, which is an awesome thing. And it gives you the opportunity to also name a designated beneficiary. And that beneficiary then would inherit, when you pass away, all of the money outside of probate, which is a wonderful thing. So many things that make the fixed index annuity interesting to look at. I should mention, though, that it is a long-term investment. And while there are no upfront sales charges, you do have to be aware that there are what are called declining surrender charges. Typically, those go down over a 10-year period. So you do not want to go into these things willy-nilly. You want to spend some time chatting with me so I can find out what's appropriate for you based upon your goals. And then we'll put a plan together for you and show you some options, and you can choose whichever one you think is best for you. Other than that, I think it's a beautiful concept. We should talk about it for sure. One last point I should make is that along the way, you need to be aware that there's two directions that an annuity could do. One might be to have immediate income coming out. The other might be a growth orientation. And if you choose the growth orientation at some point in time, when you choose to retire, we can convert that to a income generating annuity for you, while you'll have a guaranteed income for as long as you live.
What about someone thinking of making the switch from their old IRAs and annuities?
Yes, so it's a very a wise question because when we look at the situation that the client has already some monies inside of an annuity, we want to see if that annuity still has any surrender charges left on it. If the surrender charges are too severe, then we might just wait a few years until the surrender charges go to zero. Or in some cases, if the surrender charge is not too significant, not too costly, uh, most annuity companies offer what's called a bonus annuity, where they'll increase the opportunity to offset the cost that might be incurred to transfer from one old annuity, especially an old variable annuity, into a safer fixed index annuity.
So there's a lot of angles to look at. So really somebody should book an appointment with you. So
Oh, yes, yes. The way that I serve a client is I'm what's called a servant leader in the sense that my role and my purpose is to really listen to my clients and have them tell me what they're trying to accomplish. And then based upon their goals, then I look at their assets and I help them make an informed, educated decision about how to position their money in such a way that they're going to capture the upside opportunity of a rising market without the downside risk. So, for example, here's an idea for you historically. When the mortgage meltdown happened in year 2008, it took 6 years for the market to recover from that. So, when clients are in or nearing retirement, they don't want to have that happen to their accounts anymore. They want to lock in the gains and not have the pains. They want to capture the upside without the downside. They want to do it in such a way that there's no upfront sales charge. They want to do it in such a way that the assets can go straight to a beneficiary to completely avoid probate. They want to have the ability to convert from a growth asset to an income asset. And for all these reasons, the flexibility that the fixed index annuity provides to my clients can be a wonderful thing. And I'm looking forward to chatting with them and seeing how I can be of service.
that's great. So if you're tired of watching your retirement and savings go backwards, then go ahead and click the link below, book a free 30-minute call with Tucker, or just go to tuckerwatkins.net.